Millennial Book Club. Millennial Book Club. Hello, and thank you for joining us on another
menstruating bifurcated caucus.
Menstruating bifurcated caucus.
Yes, it sounds kind of dirty. I like
Congress does that once a year.
And menstruated. They do that once a year.
Once a year, they all get together and
they're usually bifurcated, but they come together to rub the caucus
when it's menstruating.
When it's menstruating.
Well, that's all I gotta say about that. This is actually the Millennial Book Club, but don't worry, there's no books. Just watching Netflix originals.
A club is forming, actually.
It is forming.
All right, I didn't want to break the fourth wall. I did it again looking at the camera.
It makes it easy. It's like I'm talking to somebody else. I'm staring at the camera the whole time. You're talking, and I'm just like... but yeah, thank you for joining us, and it's brought to you by Road Soda Studios. And last week, we did Rebel Moon. This week, we did...
Rebel Surgeon.
Rebel Surgeon, Love Under the Knif. An investigation into one of the biggest frauds in modern medical history exposes a thoracic surgeon famous for groundbreaking achievements in the field of regenerative medicine. Thoracic is not a dinosaur term.
It's not.
Dude with thoracic surgeon.
I can't wait to hear the surgery you're going to do on his name. This name is fucking crazy.
Yeah, what is his name? Where is his name?
Paolo Macchiarini.
Paolo Macchiarini. Yeah, it's easy to remember because it's like macaroni.
Macaroni and cheese.
That's why he grew up too. He's like, I want to be so great. I'm not macaroni. I'm not Polly Macaroni. Well, I guess we'll just jump in. It was a 3-part docuseries on this guy. We read the thing to you. And obviously, we're not as bursting as we are in the last episode. You know what I want to do?
Kind of semi-bursting.
I want to put this on. It makes it easier to notice when I'm posting clips. If I got something different on, so I don't think it's all the same.
He's a genius, folks. You went to the bad surgeon.
Genius.
We're going to talk about this is a video surgeon.
That's
here.
right. Bad video surgeon. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna watch the ye old trailer for Bad Surgeon. Let's just jump into it here.
That's why we have to stop him.
Paolo Macchiarini treated people as human lab rats.
She was coughing up pieces of her own flesh.
Paolo Macchiarini.
These guys all have funny accents. That guy looks like...
I'm from Norway. I'm not a bad guy. I just don't speak very good English.
The question is, was he torturing people?
Did it kill some people?
Yeah,
whatever.
Felt bad for the Russian broad. Felt bad for all of them,
Me
for
too.
Christ's sakes. This is fucking brutal for me to watch, dude. It had an effect on me.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. That guy looks like Dolby, and then the other guy looked like Chris Kattan.
Dolby?
Yeah.
Who the fuck
Harry
is Dolby?
Potter. Harry Potter?
Oh.
Looked like one alien head motherfucker.
This was the weirdest angle of all time, by the way. This doc was brought to you by his fiance that was also a journalist.
Yeah, well, that's the Love Under the Knife portion of the whole thing. There's a few of these documentaries. There was like another documentary that
on him.
Not on him, just in general.
There's several
yes,
on him.
There is.
Like
yes.
Hulu has one, lower quality. There's like a network one. There's like
there are
different
several documentaries on this man, but there are these documentaries that Netflix has been doing. And it's this weird thing like, oh, I thought he was the best. It's through the lens of like the lady that was dumped or the lady that was like heartbroken in this whole thing. Like, he was so amazing. He beguiled me. And then it turns out he was a piece of shit. There's like so many of these documentaries that are done through that lens.
What was
Netflix.
the one? The Tinder Swindler.
The Tinder Swindler, dude. Yeah,
that's what you're talking about.
It was the same thing. And then I think there was even another one. Dude, I cannot remember. I was trying to remember it last night. I should have just like
that's like
looked
a big thing though, like men swindling women. You know, it's like, oh, Netflix did a couple things on this weird thing. I guess guys are punching their wives in the mouth.
I know all of them.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I didn't know they'd have enough material to do 2 videos. There's like 5 videos on it now.
5 now.
It's like a fucking natural thing, you know. Guys are trying to fuck women over.
I know, right?
Women are trying to fuck guys over. It's almost like, think about this: 7 billion people on the earth, or 8 now, actually, right?
We learned that in a couple episodes ago.
So there's at least 4 billion women. How many of them spend a lot of their time either trying to rip one guy off, all the guys in the proximity, or they married one and they're just trying to rip him off, or maybe she hates the fucking brother too, so she's trying to. It's a
Every
big
single
thing.
one, Greg.
Then
Every
one
single
guy, one guy tries to fuck a lady over. Oh, let's make a fucking
Let's make a
documentary
fucking movie.
series.
Oh, now he's killing people with the surgeries.
I mean,
Fucking
this is gonna be tough
bullshit.
to find the laughs in this one, man. This was fucking tough.
I think we just found one.
this is fucking.
Oh,
tough
his
to watch.
journalist girlfriend took a little umbrage because she didn't get to marry old Deep Pockets over
The
here.
Pope isn't going to be my wedding. Oh, like really? You thought the Pope was going to be there? Come on.
So I watched one episode, started the second one. I fell asleep. That was actually today. I started the second one. And
Those sliver naps, they'll come at you. You just take a sliver
we
of
didn't
a
tell
nap.
everyone was this. I took a sliver of this little gummy.
He bought it on the counter at CVS.
It's
And he
like-
went, "This is enough to kill a large dog. Are you serious? I'm going
And
to
she
buy
goes,
one and
"Yes,
do
sir."
some research."
That is what's written on the package.
It's a picture of a dog with a line to it.
Big and small. No dogs. And I took a sliver of it, and I am stoning. I think each gummy is 200. Because, the total amount is 420 combined, so it's 210. So I'd like...
The total amount was
And I
420
take- you know-
combined. That was the number they went with. That sounds real scientific.
Isn't it really?
How much is in there, man?
Like, how much can we pack into it?
420,
420.
man.
Not a gram more. And I try... but that's a lot. I take between 5 to 10 milligrams. That's what I'm looking for.
Really?
So, yes, that's my sweet
Just
spot.
to kind of like...
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't like to function.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I probably got right in that. The sliver was probably like 10.
420, so you took an 80th of it.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, Mr. Math. Like an asshole. It made me look stupid. You could have said anything. It could be 75%.
I took half, and I was like,
Well,
fucking woke up watching Bad Surgeon.
I woke up and it was over. Some of these people never woke up.
Yeah.
It was not chill. It
Yeah.
was not chill. Do you remember this at all? Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
seeing this at all when this was happening?
No.
In like 2014, 2012 to 14, I feel like I did see a couple like news shows where they're talking about this, like just covering stem cells in this plastic trachea. Like I feel like it crossed my eyes at some point.
I don't know. For the longest time, I've stayed away from the news almost entirely, dude. There's nothing good comes
There's nothing
of it.
good of it, but it was like one of those things where you'd like open up Google and be like an article, and all you just got to read is like the headline. But also, if you were into like sciencey news,
There's just so many of them that come at you, though,
Yeah.
every day. Like, woman drowns, dog bites lady, fucking plane fall. And you just like, you can't even fucking move. You know
no,
what I
you
mean?
can't.
I just, maybe I need to get off a little sliver and be like, let me check out
Just
the
take a
news and
sliver.
just fucking-
Well, I'll still like
Again.
if they're talking about something new in like tech or something like that. I'll read
Yeah.
like a tech article. But if it has to do with like all that negative stuff, I don't.
Yeah.
But that's where that crossover is like it is something pretty amazing in science. We'd obviously seen that headline. I don't see the dark underbelly of all these people that he's just using like fucking lab rats.
Well,
It's
did you get, speaking of that, so let's jump right into it. Did you get to the point where they talked to the people that made the video about the Russian girl?
Oh, they do? They finally do?
Yeah,
What did they
dude.
say?
Fucking pieces of shit, dude.
Dude, it's the Russians.
I don't know who remember they were making a movie about Paolo Macchiarini, and it's
And
about
this
this
amazing
girl,
surgery,
and
yeah.
they do a video, and they do through the surgery and all that, and then he's always gone for the follow up because he
It's
even
almost
though
like
he's
he
a
knows.
sociopath, he knows. I think maybe this is
I
gonna
gotta
fucking
get,
fail massively.
I gotta get the fuck out of Dodge.
Nothing good is going to happen if I stay here. Let me go to Switzerland or whatever the fucking his deal was. And then it goes south and south and south and south. And this place is ready to put the people that did this doc on her. They go, oh, let's check and see how she's doing. We're about to put this video out at the Cannes Film Festival about what a great doctor in these plastic tracheas. And they reach out to her. They go, hey, how you doing, Svetlana or whatever?
Yeah,
And
Chris
she's like-
Kattan reached out to her, and he couldn't, and he reached out to her mom. He actually talked to her, and his mom was like, "Oh, if you want to meet her, you're gonna have to go to heaven."
Well, she was alive, but she wrote back, is fucking shit, and my fucking life is shit. It failed so bad. My throat is rotting. It
Yeah, that was-
stinks so bad. People don't even want to come near me.
Oh, wow.
It's
I didn't
fucking
get to that
shit.
point.
And they were like, oh shit. Well, we're releasing it next week, so love, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let's fucking send it. And they
She said
sent
it
it.
stinks.
Yeah, she said as her throat rots, there's a smell that's so bad it repels even the people that are coming to like the doctors and stuff.
Wow.
Her death was so what this fucking guy is doing, he somehow got these people to sign off on. He said he was going to soak these plastic tubes in fucking stem cells, your stem cells, and then people that had like a problem, like some of the people were going to die anyway. It still was so shitty because like now they're definitely dying in a really bad way. It's your fucking throat, bro.
That dude,
it
that's
fucks
terrifying.
with your throat. You can't do anything. Like you can't do anything
terrifying.
except struggle to fucking breathe and lose that battle slowly more and more, and then you're dead.
Mm-hmm. And one was like this little girl that was born without a trachea, and the other one was some guy.
One fucking dude lived for fucking the first guy. He was from
Baltimore.
No, the first guys were overseas, and like he was smart. He did some there, some there, some there,
Yeah.
so that it was all in one place.
Well,
They'd
the
be
guy
like,
was from Baltimore. They had to fly him to Sweden.
There was a guy before Baltimore, though.
There was a girl before Baltimore because that was all in the first episode. The girl was the first one, and the next one was the
No,
black
there was a guy before. There was two guys before the
Okay,
girl.
really?
That were in what was the name of that hospital? That fucking scumbag hospital.
The one in Sweden,
Yeah.
where the Nobel Peace Prize for
Yeah,
fucking
like the Capital or whatever. the fuck-
Kakalane or something like that.
Whatever it was called, dude, they turned out to be such fucking assholes, man. Because they look stupid with this, so they fought every fucking tooth and nail
Of
to
course,
discredit.
they to discredit because they didn't want their names tarnished or going down with them.
Yeah.
Genius move on his part.
The lady stayed with. So, how do we encap? Just if you didn't see it, you're not going to watch it. It's a 3-part thing on this guy who was, at some level, he became a famous surgeon because you're not going to let you do this shit without doing something. He was a doctor.
Yeah.
He was a surgeon. He was all over the place. We come into the story when a lady from like a Dateline thing. She was like an NBC reporter.
She was,
something
yes.
legit. She meets the guy and she becomes. His charisma takes her over.
She is smitten.
She's smitten, and she's doing this story on he's a great guy anyway. At some point, they're keeping it a secret that they're getting together, and then down the road a little bit, she goes, well, we're going to put our story out, but the girl that was the centerpiece of the story, the guy, Chris, that guy, he's not doing well. So what are we going to do with the story? She's like, well, we could find some other angles. Then later on, it turns out, and I'll go right through the end of the fucking thing just so you can see how it went. At some point in the second thing, he proposes to her. He wants to marry her. He wants to bring her back to Barcelona where he lives. The wedding becomes more and more fantastical. He says that he's doing surgeries for all these famous people.
He's doing surgery for like Barack Obama and Bill Clinton.
He's like in a network of surgeons that do this stuff, and it's kind of plausible.
Yeah.
If it was me saying it, no chick's gonna believe me. And believe me, I've tried. It doesn't even fucking.
You know, I do. Wait,
surgery.
who's the guy that? This would be funny if I knew the guy's name. Who's the guy that fucked Pamela Anderson?
Tommy Lee.
You know, I did surgery on Tommy Lee's dick.
I was the
I'm
before
Tommy
guy.
Lee's.
I was the before guy, but still, I performed on his unit. You know what I mean? So there's only a couple of us. The after guy, you're not gonna see that guy.
Tommy Lee's dick surgeon.
He's dick surgeon.
There you go. Okay.
So he says he's in this network of surgery professionals that,
Yes.
like, around the world, they have all these famous people.
The cabal.
Then he proposes to her.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden they're gonna have this huge wedding. It's gonna be. He goes, "Can I just plan the whole thing? I love you so much." The wedding is getting bigger and bigger. They start bringing in her sister and brother, and they're like, I don't know. She said he was a fucking good guy. It seemed plausible.
Yeah.
Then they would say, oh, she said that she did some work for the Pope, so the Pope's going to marry us. She's like, I'm not Catholic. We're both divorced. And he goes, no, I know him. The Pope is my friend. You know, we...
Dude, could you imagine? Does Pope even do weddings?
Well, so then she looks something up, and she sees that he did marry... He actually did a ceremony and did marry some people, the Pope. So maybe it is something that he does. So she's like, holy crap. Like, it's getting more and more. And then...
What a story.
He invites... So the wedding now is going to be at the Vatican, right? In Italy, in Rome. And he invites all these people. She's the reporter, so she worked on that story for the guy who died. They invite the fucking mother of the dead guy and, like, her sister. And they invite her, you know, the reporter girl who's going to marry him, all of her family, her mother, her brother, her brother-in-law, her sister, all these people. They're all flying. They're like, holy shit, this is going to be huge. This is going to be like the fucking Princess Diana's wedding, you know? Then at some point, someone says, hey, the wedding is going to be August 9th next year or whatever. I'm reading this thing right now. It's been planned forever. The Pope is going to be in South America doing a thing all August or whatever. And she's like, what? And then all this magical thinking she's doing about him, like something just cuts it out, and she's like, "Fuck."
I don't think he can fly him back for a
I don't think
day?
this is gonna happen. He calls her. The guy keeps going. Nothing throws this guy off. He's kind of amazing in that way. He's like,
Dude's the
I
great
can't-
con artist star.
yeah, and he keeps trying to do it. At some point, when that story falls, it's like the lava consumes that rock. He jumps to the next one. He goes, "Listen, I didn't want to tell you this. I actually work for the CIA. Nobody can know anything."
Did
and
he
she's
really?
like, "Yeah, he did." And she's like, "Fuck you. I'm fucking done." Boom. Slams the phone down. She's so pissed. Then she goes to her friend. She goes, "He kept saying he wanted me and my daughter to move to his house in Barcelona." And they kept planning these trips. They went all over the place, but they never went to Barcelona.
I never went to Barcelona.
Never went to Barcelona. She goes, I want to see what the deal is. What is the place in Barcelona? She goes to their friends. They're like videoing it. Woo, we're in Barcelona. I can't believe it. They get there. The friends get out. She goes, I'm not going to get out. I just want to see. Friends get out. Boom. The guy's got a full-on fucking wife and kids. What are you doing here? I think he's almost ready to hit on one of the girls. Like, my wife is inside. Can I interest you in something down the street maybe? And the kids are saying, Daddy, Daddy. And the girl freaks out. She's like, he's one of those fucking multiple fucking families. Now a big chunk of the next one. Did you see the next chunk?
No.
They go to this lady, Valeria. Her fucking son they're in a car accident. Her son's head gets caved in or something. He does an operation for the son. Mm-hmm. This is the lady whose son is being operated on. He's in the emergency room. He operates. He says, we're going to do this procedure. Don't worry. Your son is going to be better than new. And what are you doing for dinner tomorrow? You're lovely.
Hey, very nice.
The kid dies. The fucking hospital comes after fucking Paolo for fucking malfeasance, but he's smart. He's he's banging the broad. He's telling her, I'm gonna take you around the world. This is the best thing that ever happened to us. The whole time the fucking hospital's really hammering on him, like, this is malpractice. You killed this kid. Shouldn't have done some shit that you did. He walks away. They can't. Some of these malpractice things, if you do have the right lawyers and you've got shit
it must
on your
also be hard because you're practicing in so many different countries with different laws, with different.
That's so crazy. How could he even be getting away with that? You have to have like a medical license in all these places. That place that he was at in Switzerland,
Sweden.
It was like very highly thought of.
Yeah, it's literally where the Nobel Prize for medicine is awarded.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's right. They said that several times. So like, he must have like sweet talked some people that didn't even look at paperwork and shit, which is just crazy. He was that good. He was like that guy Catch Me If You Can. Instead of doing bad checks, he was a surgeon.
He was
doing
fucking
all this shit.
3D printed trachs into people, dude.
He's banging this lady whose son he killed. And then once the heat is off and he gets cleared, things slow down with him and the lady and he stops seeing her.
Sorry, I gotta go.
She didn't know about the kids though. She didn't know about his family in Barcelona.
No, she
she
never
just
got to
thought,
know.
he was very good. He knows how to get it tight and then move it away or whatever without them being pissed. You're not good if you have them fucking coming after you and freaking out. Once the journalist lady finds out about the family in Barcelona, she starts going back and she starts trying to get out there.
She's a journalist.
She fucked the
wrong way. That's where he flew too close to the sun. A little bit of an Icarus tail.
He lets that lady know, and the first part of her interview, she's glowing. He's a good surgeon. He's a good man.
Yep.
Beautiful man. He was very good to me, good to my son. Bad things happen. After, she's like, he's a fucking piece of shit. I hate this man. He did. And it's like, that's fucking diabolical, dude. You killed her son. Probably knowingly, because he was
probably
fucking
knew
psycho.
that this is never working. Yeah,
Never
you're
gonna
delusional thinking it's going to work every time. Like, obviously, the proper trials.
I don't even think he was
and just
thinking it was going to work.
Stem cells don't even really work that way. It's like
They showed another behind the scenes thing. I don't know if you saw this part in the one that you watched, but one of the surgeries before the surgery, the guy that's like on his team is like, "Hey, we got a problem, man." He's like, "What's up?" He goes, "We needed to have 8-inch tubes that were 7 millimeter." Da, da, da. He goes, "We don't have those." He goes, "What do you have?" The guy goes, "Well, they sent us these 4-inch, but they're too thin. Like, look, they don't even pass like the finger test." He goes, "How many do we have?" He's like, On camera, he's in the background. Like they recorded the interview.
Jimmy rigging a
and he's over there and he's like, we'll do it. We'll make it work. And the guy was like,
"We'll make it work."
What do you mean? Like, there's no way these barely work. There's no way. And he goes, "Oh, I think I know what we can do. Well, don't worry." And they because at the end when this guy,
I'm gonna tape them together. Give me some Scotch tape.
one of the people that gets left in a hospital, one of the doctors is like, "What happened here? What the fuck? We can't do anything for this guy." And the guy slowly dies over like 3 months. And he goes, what the fuck was this? How did this happen? And he gets into it, and he becomes a guy that's like, I'm going to catch this fucker because what the fuck is he doing? He's the one that goes, let's go back through some of this video. There's all this video. He's trying to make himself famous, so there's all kinds of shit. That's when he finds a video where he goes, don't worry, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Another dude that fucking dies. It was like 9 for 9. They went, at the time of this, when this guy started, of the 9 people, 8 of them were dead. There was only 1 that was alive. That's because they took the fucking plastic trach out.
They did?
They took it out.
The only person that lived, they took it out?
Uh-huh. The first guy he put it in was a guy from somewhere in Scandinavia.
Okay.
5 fucking years, dude, the guy battled. He must have been like the fucking toughest motherfucker in the world. 5 years of your fucking throat being like, what are you fucking doing? This is a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
None of the shit ever worked. It never came close. They went to him and they said, dude, you can't just put this shit in people. There's like protocol, scientific protocol. You test on really small animals. Then you try it in a fucking goat or whatever. You don't have any of that. He goes, no, we have all the research. That later, when the guy takes him to court, they have the research. He did start doing clinical trials with goats and whatnot after several of these people have already died. He was doing it to try not to get busted.
I remember when they were saying that. I'm like, oh, that timeline's a little off. They were already attempting the surgery in Sweden, and they were trying to get trials done in Russia. They like try to do the trials in Russia.
Yeah. It was just like he never even... I don't even know that the guy thought he could do it. I think it was just like a Ted Bundy type thing. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, I think he...
Well, was he in prison? Because, I mean, we saw him sitting there.
He did get in prison. So at the end of the thing, they showed there's a big trial, and he gets off on all but one charge, and they gave him like a slap on the wrist, like $1 fine, and, you know, don't use these plastic tracheas. Then at the end, there's like a postscript where they it went back to court again, and they just kept pounding the evidence, and he went to jail for like 2 years or something. It was not nothing, but it was not... He killed people.
Yeah, he did.
He had never had any... I think he's like a fucking Ted Bundy because he's banging all these women in like multiple fucking families, dude. Are you kidding me? And he's surgery all over the place with this thing that's... It never had a chance, you know?
No, never.
His number 2 guy was like, I feel so stupid. I bought into it. You know what I mean?
He was a psychopath. A pure... example
by the way, he's still around.
Psychopath.
He's out there doing his same thing. He's a combination of the Tinder swindler and fucking Ted Bundy.
He's the goat.
Yeah.
That's why he is the goat.
It was so hard to watch because that Russian girl, the reason she was so tragic, like a lot of the other people.
She was healthy.
She was healthy. She had a procedure done on her
throat. She got in a car accident and they had to give her a tracheotomy and it left a big hole in her neck.
Yeah, which if you're a young girl and she was beautiful and she was like a dancer or something like that, she was like, this guy's like a genius. He's going to fix it. No. Yeah, she lived like for a year and a half and it was miserable. Oh, God. Yeah. Just the worst way to fucking go. Felt so bad for that fucking chick. Then they made a movie right around the time she died showing what a fucking genius he is. And they have her at the podium going, I want to go back to school. I know it'll be crappy for a couple of days, but this guy's a beautiful man. Yeah. I can't wait to go back to school and do my thing. And they're all clapping. And they already knew when they released
she was already dead.
That she was... I don't think they knew she was dead, but like she was like, this is the worst thing that ever happened. There's nothing good about this. It's not working. It's my body is rotting around a piece of plastic. I'm going to die. That's what she said. And they were like, huh. Well, what do you guys want to do this weekend?
Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, well,
what do you want to wear to the premiere?
Here's a couple comp tickets to the premiere. Hope to see you there. Hope to see you there, honey.
It was so tough. And then
it is tough.
The multiple wives thing. When the first time I ever heard of someone having more than one, there's one thing when you get married. I don't know, in some religions or some parts of the world, you can marry more than one person.
Yeah.
So she's got her bedroom, she's got her bedroom. They know each other. This is different. This is that insidious bigamy where she doesn't know you're married and has a whole family, and she doesn't either. You're doing it.
2 families. Like you sent an article to me the other day. And it was some guy had 2 families like 20 miles apart from each other.
For 30 years.
Now that guy is the goat.
He was a big socialite in Tampa. It was like a construction thing. In Tampa, like right near us. For 30 years, they only found out when one of the wives died. He went out and married the other one within 2 weeks. Maybe because he was like, I've been doing it for 30 years. I can get away with it. You know,
I can do it again. So he married a 3rd wife?
The thing Paolo did, by the way, that was really weird. Remember, he had 5 phones.
Yeah, he did.
And you thought,
for every country.
Well, you know, they're different countries or whatever. Now we know. I don't know if you saw this part, but every morning he would do a video. He'd be like, darling, you are the most beautiful. I think of you all the time. Never said a name.
He would
Never
just
said a name.
send,
He did his
send,
video of the day,
send.
and then fucking boom, boom.
He was a genius.
God, that's Ted Bundy shit, dude. That's
That is
Ted Bundy shit.
It was like a business to him.
Yeah.
He had his own little thing going. We could all admit he lived life to the fullest.
He's still out there.
He
bro.
lives life to
He's
the fullest.
still out there. He's gonna get out of
gets
jail.
what he
and do
wants.
his thing.
He knows how to do it.
I would love to hear from the wife in Barcelona and those kids. Like, what's the deal? Because he had kids with her.
Yeah, where are the kids? Where's the wife?
Yeah. So, but the guy in Tampa was super interesting to me because he was a big socialite. He was a millionaire. His MO, right? Guys like you and me, we can't do that. Your wife,
No.
you're gone for 10 minutes. She's like, "What are you doing?
What the fuck's-
What are you doing in the fucking bathroom? You don't have the fucking leash to do two lives." This guy was a millionaire, and he did construction. He did big projects on highways. I gotta go. I'll be back. He just drive 20 miles down the road, hang out with her for 4 days, come back to this. He just
do the same thing.
Yeah. He was so fucking ballsy that his kids from both families both went to the same, like the best school up in, it's a part of Tampa.
Also, all his kids went to the same school.
Yeah. And part of the gym, his two names were Douglas Cohn and Donald Carson, right? So let's say Jean Carson was the wife and Donna Cohn. In that school, because that's what these rich bitches do, there was like
Banners
the
for
Jean
donating?
Carson Memorial Gymnasium and the Donna Carroll whatever in the fucking same school. Wow, dude. That's just fucking crazy.
Do you think we'll get a Netflix documentary out of that guy?
He's smart, dude. He's not talking. He did one phone. He didn't have to fuck with all this shit. For 30 years, he did this. There was another two-story thing. I asked you if you watched the show Billions, which you didn't watch. It's not that great. Paul Giamatti plays the DA. It's about, you know what, the one thing I do like about it is at the start of every episode, it's just this really quick.
Hold on, dude. Is the dog snoring?
Yeah. Hey, Daisy.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
Hey. Oh my God. Yeah, she will start snoring.
Oh, that's funny.
Just wake up,
You're good.
sweetheart.
Just-
That's all.
You're good.
So, the beginning of Billions, it's all happening on Manhattan. Like the richest people are doing all this crazy shit. It's all backbiting and trying to rip each other off and take the guy loses all his money, then he gets it back. It's like, that doesn't happen with fucking 12 billion. But anyway, the beginning of the show, you just see this sweeping, really cool shot of Manhattan, and you see it for what it is in that shot. It's just a bunch of, it's like a fucking island loaded with skyscrapers. It's just this cool thing, and you just hear like, woo, 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 and it says Billions. That's it. And I'm
That's
like,
cool.
I watch it every time because it takes 2 seconds, but just a really cool shot of fucking Manhattan.
It is, man. It is, yeah.
In the show, one of the bad guy is like this big hedge fund manager. He's got all these guys out there. They make their money by like going to do insider trading. So they go to buy IBM. They don't just buy IBM because I did the math. They're going to have a good quarter. He goes, hey, we just did the math. I know this guy's brother-in-law, something. They're going to have to do something about that. It's going to hit him. And he goes, well, let's buy right now. Good work. All illegal shit, but they're making tons of money.
Right.
So the Paul Giamatti's always trying to catch him. Those rich fucks, I'm going to get him.
Yeah, yeah.
And this guy, Dollar Bill, is his name on the show. He's one of like the best guys. Clever. They get him and they bring him into the office and they're doing all this research. They go, hey, this fucking dude is worth, $29 million. He's like one of the fucking good guys. They go, he has an address here and an address here. And he registered a gold minivan in New Jersey and a gold. And they go, motherfucker has 2 families. Bring him in. We're going to fucking, this is what we're going to get him on. They bring him in. They go, Dollar Bill, we done our research. We know you're a fucking guy. He goes, is this about you guys found out about the 2 wives? I knew that was going to happen. I had a fucking letter, you cocksuckers. I mailed it as soon as you guys brought me in. I told the guy next to me, mail these letters. I told both of them about each other. What do you got now, motherfuckers? They're like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, that is fucking awesome. There's no way that would work.
Shit on me.
There's no way that would fucking work.
Yeah, no shit. Now
That
his life
ruin
would be in shambles on a gamble.
I just love that he had the balls to be like, I had a fucking plan to just let the families know about each
I
other.
just want to say you're doing a good job, and he's like, shit.
She's the fun one, and you're like more the worker girl, but it works with both. I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, if you have that much money and your wife and family is okay with that small percentage of time that you give them,
Yeah.
fuck it. I don't know. Maybe they should. I mean, you don't want any type of secret. So, like when that scandal came out, they would obviously they wanted to talk to the kids and the wife. They're like, "Fuck you. We're millionaires from
What if
Tampa."
both wives were like, dude, he was always loved being around
Well,
me.
one was dead.
He's always happy to be there. Yeah, oh, yeah. Okay.
One was dead, so that's when the story came out. He marries the other one. He's on a fucking 89-acre estate in a place where everyone else has a quarter acre with a big-ass fucking fence. The reporters probably hung out for a week. And they're like, we're not going to get anything from these people. They talk to the kids. They're like, listen, fuck you. You know what I mean? I thought
Are you
I
talking
was,
about the Tampa guy?
The Tampa guy, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about Billions.
Yeah, no, sorry.
About
I just
Dollar
brought that
Bill.
up because I loved his play where he goes, I just fucking told them both.
It was a good
What do
play.
you bitches have now?
It's a solid play.
The family in Tampa, I felt bad for them because they're like these socialite people that are now, their reputation's fucked because they're like those people that had the dad had the dual families. It's a fucking weird thing that, what is the drive that you want to go have two separate families?
I don't know.
It's just like because
it is money. Maybe you have the time, the money, and or I don't know. You just want. Here's something I've learned. It's never enough.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. I say that to Christy all the time when she's like, "Can you go get me my water?" And I get her the water, and I come back. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can you get my multivitamin?" I'm like, "It's never enough, is it? It's never enough."
I guess like
and it's like exactly the same thing.
Like maybe
But,
it's the same thing where a guy's like, "Can I climb Mount Kilimanjaro?"
And then you
We're
climb
gonna
Kilimanjaro,
fucking find out.
And then you climb it, and then you're like, "Okay, Mount Everest," because guess what? It's never enough.
Is it that though, where he goes, "I'm gonna marry two separate women and I'm gonna fucking rock it," or he marries one,
and then he's like,
bored,
"It's
he's
that,
like,
and that one is not enough," and then he goes and he gets another one.
yeah, this would
like,
be nice, but she runs
about
out of
two.
energy bitching at me sometimes. Be nice if there's another one that.
But
I
what if
could-
it did make him like happier to be with each wife, and both wives were like happier?
So let me tell you this. Honestly, thought that because I moved to Florida. I'm from up north. If I lived down the street from, say, my sister or something, you have these relationships with some of your family. You're in the same boat. Some of your family's away, some's close.
Yeah.
You see them all the time. You just get to this, like, they just become part of your bills, your fucking day-to-day, like, blah, whatever.
yeah, Ma, you're a bill.
But if it's like, I'm only going to see my mother once every year,
right,
you have such a fun time when you see that.
It is.
Is that what he's riding, that wave of, like, they
constant for
always
30
miss-
years?
He's a fucking genius, dude. Imagine the energy that it takes. It exhausts me just thinking about having to carry that story for like a week or something. 30 fucking years.
It does. It sounds exhausting. And the only way it wouldn't be exhausting is if you were like a sociopath.
And you didn't give a fuck.
And you just didn't, because if you cared, there's no way you could shoulder that, that guilt for that long. So you really just didn't care. That's the only way to do it, is you cannot care.
I wanted to look it up and see, was the guy in really good shape? You know what I mean?
Because
Because like,
no, he's just super rich.
no, but I'm saying he wasn't in shape so he could snag two ladies. But was the constant extra energy like
Energy.
We're all doing?
I don't know.
one-
I think it's just there's some people that are just built that way. Like an Elon Musk is like he just has to.
He could probably manage two wives.
He could manage 10. You know what I mean? It's
Is there a
or
Guinness
like
World Record? Like eventually
There's-
come out. I have 8 wives. I have
the
8
best
wives.
Just like serial killers, the best ones we'll never know.
We'll never know. Yeah.
We'll never know.
Just women all show up at the funeral and they're all like, I don't know. I don't want to. Because some women would be like, are you a fucking another wife? Is that what this is?
Are we
And
sister
other-
wives?
But other ones would look and be like, I'm pretty sure she's a sister wife, but I don't want to know.
I don't want to
I'm
know.
going to leave it
Leave it there.
unturned.
Old Elon Musk gives me $2 million every time he sees me. I'm gonna keep thinking. I'm not gonna rock the boat.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to be to be able to maintain.
But I think
that.
to not care, especially if they don't know and you're keeping it from the family, but if the families don't know, then yeah, dude, because that is bona fide. You just have to shove that down so far and not think about it. But the thing is, you're going from one, and then you're driving 20 miles to the fucking other. Sorry, excuse me. And then you're driving 20 miles to the other one. It's like there's no way you're not feeling some kind of guilt unless you literally could have convinced yourself that you're okay with it and that this is a right to do. And
to do it for 30 years, he must have like built up guilt that I haven't seen them yet. All right, I gotta go.
No.
And then as soon as he starts being with them, he builds up guilt, and he just back
or
and
maybe
forth.
who knows?
Or is it just like a technical thing? Is it like a secretary? It's like, hey, listen, I got to let you in on it because you can keep track of shit because I got plane tickets and...
I don't know. This is an interesting topic, though.
That was almost
But
as
that is
interesting
part of-
to me for the
yeah.
sad part of Bad Surgeon.
Because that is the whole aspect. You're right. It's just like the Tinder swindler, but also Bad Surgeon. So, but I think that's just that kind of person. They're just a liar all around because they're such a sociopath. They don't care about other people's feelings. They don't care what the ramifications of their lies, and they're just able to believe them.
Yeah.
They're able to believe them and say them, and not. The reason you can't tell that they're guilty is
Do you
'cause
think
don't
they
feel-
believe them? Do you think they believe them?
I
Or you-
think that's almost like an aspect of getting over the guilt. Like there is a little bit of a, When I say
if there's guilt, I don't think
as a killer, if I say I'm innocent, it's easier, to just live with it. If you just are delusional enough to think you're innocent, I don't know. I'm trying to apply logic to obviously someone with a much different brain than mine.
It's fascinating to know that there's people out there that are that different than
a lot of people.
The rest of us,
A lot of people. Everyone's different. Did you know that?
Everyone's different. Almost would you say like snowflakes or something?
Like a box of chocolate.
We don't say that down in Atlanta. We ain't all like snowflakes.
That's a bad word.
Bad.
It is. It's. I don't know, man. And then it is a. Did you watch the Tinder Swindler?
I heard of it. I did not watch the Tinder Swindler. But I was also appalled that he didn't go to jail because he didn't really do anything illegal.
Yeah. How do you get him?
They gave him the money. He was just really good about.
Give me the money.
I don't know. I just can't even imagine what I could say to a woman in 10 conversations to get her to send me 10 grand and she's never met me. That's fucking amazing.
Because he was showing them opulence. So from the beginning, they already think he's got money. But there's
I know, but like how could you do, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How could you do that?
Because you trust him. You're like, well, he took me out on a yacht. He's got a yacht. So obviously he's good for the money. I'm not losing anything here, and I love him.
It's almost like the people that figured out the best way to put out spam emails through trial and error of billions of them said, I'm going to do all this spam activity on one fucking lady and take her fucking $10,000.
Dude, I don't know if you remember when we were doing the original Road Soda, and I listened to an episode of Mysterious Universe, and they did a book called I can't remember what it's called now. But I read they did the book, and then I was like, I like that book, so I want to do it. I read the book and I kind of told you the story on Road Soda, but it was about scam letters, psychic scam letters. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that now.
And they would get names, so they get people's names onto those scam lists. It's like when you walk into the mall and it's like, fill out your information for this Cadillac that you can win, and you put your thing in a draw bucket. Your name is taken as a sucker at that point. And then those lists, those sucker lists, are purchased. And then they just keep, you're right, they keep whittling it down until they get somebody with dementia, or they get somebody that just has like they don't care. They'll just, every time you send them a letter, you're going to get a check, because that lady's like, well, it's another bill I got to pay. And they just fucking pay it. And then their kids come in one day and they're like, Grandma, you sent $20,000 over 2 years to who? Yeah. Well, he had his money all locked up in the bank and he needed to get it out, And so I had dude, it's pretty fucking frightening.
It's a fucking business. Anything you can make money doing, it's worth putting time into extracting that fucking money.
Yeah, that would make a good Netflix one, the psychic one, because there was a whole aspect.
Maybe as a public service, knowing this, now that we know this as Americans, maybe we should all fill out that little fucking thing for the Porsche in the mall. Like, fuck you. You guys aren't getting any good fucking info. Everyone's in there.
Oh, everyone's in there. Now everyone's in there, and you get those calls, dude. I run into every person over like 60 has every phone call that comes to them forwarded to voicemail, and they love it, and they stand by it, and they're so fucking proud of it because they won. I fucking beat those son of bitches. But dude, it makes it such a pain in the ass when they have anything scheduled. There's people that are just trying to contact them.
I was wondering what your angle was.
Dude,
I just want to get in and do the monthly thing.
Dude, I'm calling this lady, and I call, and it bump straight to voicemail. And I get there, I'm like, hey, I left a message. I'm trying to let you know I was going to be late or early or whatever. They're like, oh, honey, I was like, I know. They're like, oh, yeah, I guess get so much spam.
Well, time out, though. Take the age thing out of it. You just pick up, if you see a number on your cell phone you don't recognize it, you ever pick that shit up?
No, but I know it calls because it actually rang. Yep. And then if a voicemail pops up, I do look at the voicemail. But because it goes straight to voicemail, they never hear it ring. They never know there's a voicemail, and they don't check it. So that is the problem. So they just have a missed call, and they never fucking know about it. Doesn't matter if you leave a message or not, because they don't even know how to like get in and look at their fucking messages. It's just, to them, it's just a fucking walkie-talkie.
All there.
It's just a phone. Yeah, I call my kids, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
I know. Like, I'm starting to get to that age, dude. I'm not that far off from it.
Well, I get it too, but and I totally get this.
Like, not on that specific thing, but there's a bunch of things that I do that's like, why are you doing that? It's like, I don't trust the newfangled technology.
If there's one thing all boomers hate, it's fucking spam calls, dude.
Who doesn't hate spam calls?
I know we all hate them, but dude, it's like they're fucking. help me out, dude. It's like their thing. It's like they talk about it. They're like, I get so many spam calls. It's like they wake up every day, and instead of it being the neighbor that what's fucking
hello
Jim doing?
Spam callers.
They're like,
another day I'm above the dirt.
Dude, when they call, they're like, it's another fucking goddamn. They get so fucking mad, and we just sat down to dinner. Must be a fucking spam call.
To be fair, they're probably on more lists and all that shit, so they get them more. And they are a fucking scourge, dude. It's a fucking scourge. Like, maybe they should catch some people and bring them out on Fox News. You know, this is me being the fucking oldie that I am, and go, this guy generated 11 billion spam calls. You probably, everyone in America, you have a 3% chance he called your phone 4 times. Guess what? Fucking bring him out, put him on the fucking thing,
guillotine,
lop his fucking head off, and then go, what are you gonna fucking...
Hello. It is at this point in the episode that we lost one of the cameras due to technical difficulties. We lost some storage on one of the cameras, so the episode ends here, unfortunately, because there's only one camera recording after this point. So thank you so much for watching. I apologize, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.